trauma. How does a demon enter you anyhow? If you look at deliverance and if you look at videos and stuff like that, I've worked in the deliverance ministry. I've seen it over and over and over again that they would come in through trauma, traumatic events in the person's life. Hey y'all, I'm in the car line waiting for my kids, but I have been waiting forever to talk about this. Actually, no, that's not true. I've been thinking a lot today. As you can see, I've been also crying a lot today. I'm going through a difficult journey in my life. A difficult one, but a necessary one to be able to heal and move on and not continue the cycles in my life. Break generational curses. Yes, they can be broken even through trauma therapy and other things. God can heal you in different ways, even through medicine. So today, it dawned on me that I've been going through so many deliverances over and over and over again. Since I was 16 years old, I've been going through deliverance, and it was layer by layer, of course. And you know what? I felt really good after. I felt like, wow, we're really getting down to the nitty gritty. We're really getting down to the ones that have shaped my personality through all of these years of my life. And I'm like, okay, so things should be better now. Things should be great, right? And things are still the same. And thinking about everything, I've just read through a lot of my papers from childhood. A lot of you, if you don't know, I was pretty much brought up in foster care. I had a family, but seeing now that I have ADHD, even knowing that back then, my parents did not know and they didn't understand how to deal with that. And that resulted in me being taken out of my home and taken care of by other people, such as a foster family and a group home, because I was just not suited to be home. I had kids of their own. I was causing too many problems at home. And that can be due to the trauma, but most of it is due to ADHD. We like to cause confrontation and stuff like that, especially when we're younger. I don't like it now. I stay away from confrontation. I hate it with a passion. But that's what we do as kids. We make up fights just so we can feel the dopamine and the adrenaline to soothe our ADHD. That's just how it is. So it all makes sense to me now that I've been doing research about ADHD, and it all makes sense on why I behaved the way I behaved when I was young. Everything was a big task for me. And I totally forgot about this, guys. I totally forgot all this. And a lot of this stuff I don't really have any memory of. A lot of this stuff I've actually regained memory just by reading the papers. I started to get some memories back, and I let myself go back there because emotionally I kind of got involved in these papers reading all this. I was like, oh my God, I didn't even remember I was that bad in school. I knew I would get distracted. I knew I would not find myself walking to school the way I was supposed to. I would be like 30, 40, almost an hour late when my mom would send me to school walking. Back in the days, we were able to walk. Nobody was getting kidnapped and stuff like that. But she would have me walk on time, send me out the house, and I would not get there until the second period. Somehow. ADHD. Get distracted, walking, And my parents, again, did not know what was going on. Apparently, one of my parents did not want me to get evaluated, and then the other one was open to it, but Also, you know, the school eventually got involved where they said, listen, you have to get her evaluated. Something's very, very wrong with this child. She's having all these problems in school. It says in my Zeugnis, I don't know how to say it in English, in my report card, that's it, Zeugnis report card. In my report card, it states that my teacher would have to encourage me multiple times to even get my project started. Regular stuff. At home, my room was a mess, which to this day I still struggle with, which it shows me that's ADHD. It's not laziness, it's ADHD. And it's not an excuse, it's an explanation, okay? And for those who don't understand ADHD, I suggest, if you're really interested in it, do your own research. Actually really look into this, and then you'll realize, man, this is a real disorder. This is something that the person cannot control. And it's, you know, not laziness, it's not carelessness, it's none of that stuff. We really try. Our life is 3 times harder. We have to work 3 times, 4 times harder than you do at regular life. And that is just how our brain is. But we have perks, you know, we have more creativity than you. We have a lot more other things than you that our brain allows us to access, where yours does not if you do not have ADHD. So there's the cons and there's pros to it, and we take them all. But back to the deliverance thing, it dawned on me today that I did all these deliverances, I felt better or whatever, but the cycles in my life, no matter how much I have tried to stop doing the things that I'm doing, self-sabotage, all that stuff, they continue to go on. And it makes sense now. It makes sense because trauma is still imminent. So I put the 2 and 2 together. Trauma. How does a demon enter you anyhow? If you look at deliverance, and if you look at videos and stuff like that, I've worked in the deliverance ministry. I've seen it hand in hand with the person that I trained with. He did deliverance left and right. I've seen it over and over and over again that they would come in through trauma, traumatic events in the person's life. They would move in because it was an open door, because it was pain, because it was neglect. It was just trauma. That these demons move in and they hold on to that trauma. That is their only way in, and that's their only way to stay. Now, if they're cast out, yeah, they can become cast out, but they can attach themselves right back to that trauma. Trauma is like a treat. Trauma is like honey to the bee, okay? If you have trauma and you've been going through deliverance and you see a subtle change, but you don't see a change in your life, that might be a symptom of deeper trauma that is embedded in your mind and in your life that you need to take care of. You need to either go to counseling, you need to go to therapy, you need to maybe even go to therapy and do EMDR like I'm doing right now, to really untrain your brain that has these triggers and responses to the trauma. So once you heal those, once you get deliverance, you know, those demons have nothing else to play off of. They have no buttons to push, they have no triggers to hold on to, they have no legal rights. Okay, because they came in one way, but when they got to get out and your trauma is healed, they have no more legal right in your body and in your mind. Strongholds right in here. And it's not just thinking. I believe it has so much to do with the brain. Our brain is the most amazing thing I have ever seen in my entire life. What the brain can do and its functions is ridiculous. It's like a computer, they say. Okay, if you really do some more research, you actually realize, wow, there's different parts of the brain that have different parts that they need to do, but everything is controlled like this, see? All of this in a millisecond is controlled by our brain. I mean, God is a genius, I'm telling you. He made our body and everything, but he made the brain. I mean, that is nuts. Just studying the brain itself is like, wow, whoever created this was a genius, or is a genius. So this is just a shorter video just for you guys to really, really think about this. Okay, I've received deliverance. Okay. I felt a little bit different. Okay. But my cycles of self-sabotage, the cycles of abuse, the cycles of me running into the same people, just with a different face, over and over again. I'm getting into relationships with people that I just got out of. I'm keep finding myself in abusive situations. I keep finding myself in bad situations. I keep finding myself given into sin over and over and over again. Maybe you got to dig a little bit deeper. And maybe you can even do this with God. You can do this in your living room with God, in your room, wherever you are. You can probably tackle this with God, and He can walk you through those traumatic moments. And some trauma, such as mine, because I've been traumatized my entire life, okay? It's not just childhood trauma, it's my entire life I've been traumatized, unfortunately. What happens is that you're traumatized as a child, and then that trauma creates a personality that is drawn to traumatic environments. So you run towards abuse, you run towards all of those things that hurt you because that is all you're used to, and that's all you believe you deserve, because it breaks your self-esteem to bits. You don't believe that you're worth anything, so you go where you're affirmed that you're not worth anything. Okay, so again, my entire life I've been running towards traumatic environments, and I've created them as well. So now I have to go through therapy, and we're going to do EMDR, and I'm going to put more videos of this on here. I'm going to do my first session, and I cannot film the session, but I will do it before and after, and I'll tell you exactly what we did. I'll tell you exactly what I felt. I'll tell you exactly how I felt while doing it, and I'll tell you how I feel after, and if it made any difference. It takes a couple of sessions. They only target one memory a session, I believe. And I'm going to have to go through this now. And I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also not, because of what I read yesterday. It brought back so many memories that I realized, man, my childhood is really not what I remember. Whatever I did remember, I knew was negative. I knew there were really, really bad things that happened at home. When I was a child, I knew there was a lot going on. I don't remember any of the good times. Unfortunately, I don't remember any of the good times. I see videos and stuff of grill outs in the backyard, playing in the backyard. I don't remember any of that. None of it. No good times. I can't remember one good time that I had in that house where I grew up for 3 years. I remember a couple of bad times. Now, even going back and remembering school and everything, I remember bad times. The only good time that I have in my memory, which was with my foster family that I had 2 years. And let me explain to you why. That dawned on me today too. By thinking about all those things, you start gaining access to those memories. Your brain will let you gain access as long as you feel safe, okay? And then your brain knows, okay, it's safe to give you those memories because you still feel safe. So I'm sitting here and just thinking, and I'm like, okay, why did I feel so safe in that foster family? Why did everything go right? With my ADHD too, everything was structured. Okay, they had a schedule, strict schedule. I knew what was coming. Every single day, I knew I had to get up, had to go, da-da-da. It was always the same. My brain was like, hoo-ha! Like, it glued itself to that. It's like, yes, I like this, I like this, I like this, okay? I like the structure. So, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Every single day was the same. If not, every single day of the week had a specific target. I knew what we would have on Thursday for dinner. I knew what it was just very structured. And I was on medication. I totally forgot about that. I gotta tell my therapist that, because I remember when they tried to put me on medication, maybe they switched my medication, but when they tried to put me on medication when I was about 12, 13, 14, somewhere around there, it made me very aggressive, and I said, you know what, I don't want to do this. So thinking back, I was taking a little white pill every single day, and I think it was ADHD medicine, and it helped me. It helped me stay in a structural way. I did great at school. I did great in the family. I didn't have none of these ridiculous complaints that I had with my family when I was young. Okay, none of those complaints. They didn't have any of those complaints. Of course, you know, messy room and stuff like that, that's still ADHD related. The pill doesn't take your ADHD away. It helps you focus, okay? It helps you focus. That's all it does. And get your mind straight. Sorry, I gotta pick up the kids. So, but my life was structured. When I went back to live with my family, it was freaking chaos in that household. Even at 12 years old, it was chaos because there were so many kids. I love my brothers and sisters. If you're watching, I love you guys. But there were just so many kids. Everything was chaotic. I was completely pushed off to the side. I had most likely had to always babysit one of my sisters. She was not close to my age. She was a couple years younger than me. So she went with me everywhere, which I read in the papers. I don't even remember taking her most of the places everywhere. So it was just a mess. It was a mess of a household. It worked out in the end for them. They all grew up great. It was just not an environment for me. The very beginning of our household, when we first moved to Germany, it was very abusive. The household was very abusive. Yelling, screaming, fighting, throwing, hitting, all that stuff in our house, okay? Things have changed. My parents have changed. God did a miracle, okay? This is my past that I'm talking about. I'm not saying these people are still the same, but that was my childhood, okay? For those 3 years. And then coming back to that house, things were different, but still very chaotic. So it just didn't work out. There was no structure whatsoever. And here I was trying to cling to whatever structure I could create. And I needed someone there to be with me at all times to keep me in place. And that was just not there. So it just didn't work out. So I went into a group home. There, they only could do so much too. So it didn't go so well. But in the end, as you can see, I'm here. God is still leading me in the right way. He's leading me to get help for once and for all. And I believe he wants me to share this with you so you can understand, okay, if I have gone through all this deliverance and nothing has changed in my life besides the impulses and stuff like that I have felt, then maybe you should look deeper and look into some trauma therapy. Really look into that because it might really, really help you. Okay? Thank you so much for watching today. I love you guys. Thank you for your support. Please comment below. Let me know if these videos are actually helping you. Like, one of my ADHD videos took off, like, I don't know, 500 views. And then I posted 2 more and then like no views. I'm like, okay, I guess it's not something that you guys are interested in. But comment below. Let me know what you're interested in. I do everything on this channel. I have another channel that's like a travel vlog, which is Single Mama's Lifestyle. You can hop on over and check that out as well. We went to Legoland. There's a part 1 and a part 2 Legoland, and Legoland Water Park and Peppa Pig Park. So if you're interested in any of that, like a family channel, we have that. That is my Single Mama's Lifestyle channel. But yeah, comment below. Let me know what you think about this video, about the prior videos. And let me know who you are and, you know, your life, man. I'd like to get to know you. So thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, share this with someone that you think has ADHD, and I'll see you in the next one.